and Indonesia are sending troops to Gaza as part of the International Stabilization Force. So what I can tell you on this is that in terms of the future of what this International Stabilization Force might look like, details are still being worked out. Last week. So you can go back to that statement. You can find it on our X page. Omer Bekin from NBC News. Wondering if the Prime Minister's office can please respond to fears in Gaza that the yellow line drawing the current bounds of the Israeli military's withdrawal in Gaza could become permanent. Can the Prime Minister's office provide any comments on whether this boundary is expected to become permanent and address the concerns that it will? So in terms of this, for the foreseeable future, Israel will have overall security control of the Gaza Strip. We will ensure that another October 7th will not take place again. When it comes to the yellow line, this is part of the plan. This is what we all agreed to, and that is where our IDF troops are now redeployed to at this moment in time. Okay, this is a follow-up question. Actually, I'll take this from Lior Soroka, and I'll get to the follow-ups afterwards. Can you confirm that Israel allowed the United States to operate drones over Gaza, as reported in the New York Times? The United States and Israel are in full coordination with each other under this plan, and we have had long discussions. Of course, we've had visitors from the Trump administration over the last week, many visitors, as you know, including Special Envoy Steve Witkoff. We've had Jared Kushner, Vice President Vance, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio here. So in terms of what is happening on the ground inside of Gaza and above ground, we are in coordination with the Americans. Sky News, Celine, when will the Israeli government allow journalists unrestricted and independent access to Gaza? If there is a policy change on that, I will let you know. Okay, from Adam again, following up on the clarification, are you now confident that you will now be able to reach the deceased hostages? Of course, we are hopeful. We are optimistic that we can find our hostages, but remember who took our hostages. It was Hamas on October 7th. remember, these deceased hostages were also alive on October 7th. They were murdered either on October 7th, on that horrific day, or they were murdered in captivity, with the exception of one soldier who was murdered and kidnapped back in 2014. We are seeking for the release of all of our hostages at this point in time, and we will continue to do so. It has been 2 weeks. We have upheld our side of this agreement, and we are demanding that Hamas is upholding their side of the agreement as well. They committed to releasing 48 of our hostages. Why am I standing here 14 days later plus, and there are still 13 deceased hostages of ours that are in captivity? And this is from Jean again. Yes, there was a statement last week, but as you know, ministers have commented, including President Trump and Vice President Vance. So as of today, what is your position, please? It's the exact same position that we have laid out last week. Those are the remaining questions that I see in the chat. Of course, if you have any other questions, you can send them to us here at the Prime Minister's office. Thanks so much.